This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, now we're official. Hello, I'm Melanie Mirzayan. I'm the owner of Wild Bakes and Cakes. Sorry, gotta turn some stuff up on my computer. There we go. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a really fun class. It's Halloween month, which is my favorite month out of the year. And today we're gonna learn how to make spooky monster cupcakes. And I tried to do something a little bit special for this class and kind of gear it towards the little ones to be able to follow along easily. I'm sure they're gonna need your help at some point to assemble all this stuff and get things ready. But for the most part, I'll try to go very slow and show you guys how to do the 5 different monsters. You can choose to do all of them if you like, or just whichever one you like to do. So it'll be really fun. And like Carrie said, the class is also being recorded. I know a lot of the kids are in school right now, so is my son. I'm so bummed because he wanted to join the class. But you guys can go back and watch the class and kind of have them um, make the cupcakes themselves. And it's a fun little project. All right, so with that said, we have a lot to cover. Let's go to the top-down camera and kind of get started with class. Thank you. So for this class, we are going to do 5 different monsters. We have our ghost, we have our vampire bat, and we have our little crazy guys over here that they're screaming they're doing something. But to make them, obviously, we're going to need our cupcakes. Any flavor. I know I included the vanilla cake flavor in the class handout, but obviously you guys can do whatever cupcakes that you want to. We need our buttercream for our frosting. We need our fondant, our fun little decorating sprinkles. Let's not forget the eyeballs. These are my favorite. So I got the bag that has big eyeballs, little eyeballs, so we can have fun with our monsters, okay? Make them look super cool. We also need Oreos. If you guys have the big ones and the small ones, that'll be perfect. But if you don't, we can definitely make either one work, okay? So not to worry there. We will need some sort of cutters, circle cutters for our ghosts. And of course, the tips for our piping. Okay, so I have a couple different ones here. The fun one that I want to talk about, it's this little guy with the little holes in there. I bought one of these from Michael's just to kind of show you guys like the number for it because it's sometimes really hard to find. But these are good to make if you're making grass. This is the tip that you would use. So we're doing the same concept, right? We're not doing grass, but it's kind of a grass feel for our monster, like fur. And you can make them long, you can make them short. We'll go over all of that during class. I just wanted to show you guys the tips, okay? We have the bigger tip, which is a 4B, I think. And this will be to frost our top of the cupcake for our bat to sit in it. And we have the smaller version of that, which is, let's see, 32, I believe. And this is going to be for us to, instead of the furry look for our monsters, we'll do like a spiky look for the monsters, okay? So it's just different ways to decorate them and make them look fun. All right, so let's see. I'm going to get my cupcakes out of the way. And first, what we're going to do is we need to frost or color our frosting. So we have something to work with, okay? So we're going to do the frosting first. And then once we color our frosting, then we're going to try and do a couple of our ghost kind of blankets ready to go so we can start assembling and decorating the cupcakes, okay? So for the frosting, I'm going to move some of these things out of the way. I chose purple and orange for this class, but obviously you guys do whatever color that you want to do. Just have fun with it. The brighter the colors are, the cooler the monsters look. You can even combine, 2 of them on one cupcake. It's totally up to your creativity. Okay, I'm just going to show you guys the techniques and you guys run wild and be super creative. And just a side note, I always tell my class, I want to see what you guys end up doing and what you're making. Obviously, with the Zoom classes, it's a little bit hard for me to tell who's doing what. So if you guys make cupcakes, please post them and tag me, either Wild Bakes, which is my Instagram, personal Instagram, or you could do Michael's classes or make it with Michael's. So that way I can go back and kind of see what you guys make. It's always fun for me to see what everybody else worked on. Okay. If you have any questions outside of the class, you could send me a message on Wild Bakes on Instagram. I usually try to answer questions there. I'm also on Facebook, but I'm not as active on Facebook as I am on Instagram. So just another way to reach me if you guys need to. All right. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to color our buttercream the traditional way. I also wanted to show you guys something that Michael's carries that's super fun, especially for smaller projects that you don't want to, make a whole batch of buttercream, but you kind of need something right away. They also sell pre-made colored buttercream in these tubes that are great. And all you have to do is change the tip to whatever it is that you want. And you can go ahead and pipe your cupcakes or your project or whatever it is that you're working on. So outside of us coloring the buttercream, I'm going to show you guys how to use this as well, just in case you guys are at Michael's and you see it and you're wondering what it is and how to use it. These are super handy for, like I said, small projects. All right. But let's do our purple and our orange buttercream. So I have my purple food coloring and I have my orange. One thing to always remember that these things are super concentrated and you don't want to go ahead and put like a whole bunch of color in your buttercream off the bat, because then you're going to get like this super dark, intense color that you might not be looking for. So I always say, start small, do 1 or 2 drops. That was one, 1, 2, 3, and give it a good mix. Okay, and kind of see what color are you getting? Is it the shade that you want, or you need it to be a little bit darker? Okay, because if you go super dark off the bat, then there's no going back, right? You're kind of stuck with it unless you make another batch of buttercream, which you probably don't want to do. All right, so I put 3 drops and my color is kind of on the lighter side, right? It's more lavender looking than deep purple that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and add more coloring in mine. So if this is the color that you guys don't want, keep adding. Okay. And again, go slow, do another couple, 2 or 3 drops, and just go through the process until you get the color that you want, especially for the little ones, because they get super excited to pour in a whole bunch of color. And, at the end of the day, they really don't care what color it is. The brighter, the better for them. But for us, it's like, okay, let's take a step back. All right. So I think I'm going to put a little bit more in mine just because I'm not getting the deep, deep color. So I'm going to put a little bit more. All right.
Hey, Melanie. We do have a question.
Yes.
Someone is asking how you made your homemade buttercream frosting.
So my homemade buttercream frosting, I also included that in the class handout. I usually use 1 cup of butter. So it'll be kind of like room temperature, not super soft, but soft enough where the mixer kind of does its thing, right? So I use 1 cup of butter and about 5 to 6 cups of powdered sugar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla and like a pinch of salt. And first thing you would do is you would have to mix your buttercream or your butter until it's like nice and fluffy, right? So you would put your mixer on the high until it's nice and fluffy, and then you're going to start adding your powdered sugar a little bit at a time. And you're going to probably need to either add water or milk, because you can't just, rely on the powdered sugar. It'll get super thick and kind of chunky. So water works, milk works, just to get the consistency that you want. So the whole process should take you about, 5 minutes or so. It's not really a long process. Hope that kind of helped, but I have everything written down in the class handout. And if you don't have it, send me a message on Wild Bakes and I'll be more than happy to share that again with you guys, okay? All right, so now we have our purple. Now we're gonna move on to our orange or whatever color that you guys have. So your second color. And again, you can have fun and have, 4 colors, 5 colors. It really doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna start with few drops because I want it to be nice and dark for my orange and give it a good mix. You could see this one is looking pretty good. So I think I'm going to be happy with what I have here. Okay, so you guys are following along. Get your buttercreams all ready to go. And then we're going to start doing our fondant and then our piping. Okay. So we have our colors ready. And don't forget to set aside a little bit of white buttercream because we're going to need that for our owl cupcake. And also we're going to need to create the teeth for the monsters. Okay, this is what we're going to use for that. So a little bit goes a long way. You don't need a lot of it unless you're doing a lot of the owl bat cupcakes, then you're going to need a lot more buttercream. And again, you don't have to stick with white. That's what I chose. You can use your colored buttercream for that as well. All right. So we have our buttercreams ready to go. I'm going to put that aside. Now we're going to try to get our ghost ready with our fondant. So for the fondant, Michaels carries these little pre-made, pre-packaged small versions of them that are great for projects like this because you could use it and then when you're done, there's not much to hopefully save. And if you buy like the bigger ones and you don't end up doing a lot of projects with it, it does tend to dry up pretty quickly. So it'll just be a waste. Okay, so just be mindful of what you're buying and how much you need. These are perfect for projects like this. Once you open them up, make sure you wrap them back up really good, nice and tight, so there's no air getting into them, and that's how you can kind of extend the shelf life so it doesn't get super dry. All right, so we're going to get a good chunk of it out. Okay. I'm going to wrap up the rest of what I got so mine doesn't dry out either. Oops. All right. So our ghosts are going to be white. And what we need to do is we're going to have to spread it out, roll it out with our handy dandy tiny rollers. You can use big rollers. It doesn't matter. You just need something to roll it out. Okay. So we're going to try to get it a little bit on the flat side just to make it easy, especially for the little guys. All right, and then we're going to roll this out. And you want to make sure you're either working on parchment paper or your surface needs to be maybe a little bit greased because sometimes the fondant tends to like stick, okay, to the table. And one little trick you guys can use is Crisco vegetable shortening. These are good to kind of grease things up for our fondants. Okay, so we're going to roll this out. We don't want this to be paper thin, right? Because then it'll just fall apart. And we don't want it to be super thick like this either because it's just not going to sit right. So we want something a little bit in between. So I'm going to roll this out a little bit more, okay? And you want to make sure you have big enough surface to cut with your cutter. So go ahead and roll that out. All right, I think I'm getting the thickness that I want. Hopefully this is what you guys can see. This could get a little bit thinner too. So I'm going to roll it out just a little bit more. So it's easier to make our ghost, okay? All right. So I have mine ready to go. I think that's like a good consistency or good thickness. All right. So for the ghost circle, you have to kind of gauge how big your cupcake is so you know how big of a ghost you want to put on there. Okay. So we don't want this to be like a ginormous ghost sitting on there. I mean, I guess technically you can, but just to keep it within proportion, you want something that's going to drip over this. So you want to be mindful of how much you're cutting just to get that that size that you're looking for. Okay. So for this cupcake, I have a couple different cutters. I have this one that might be a good size because remember, we're going to have a little ball sitting here where the ghost wrapping the sheet's going to go over it. I have this one. This one might be a little bit too small. So let's start with the big one. We can always cut it down. Okay, so it's no need to panic. There's no right or wrong. It's just literally experience and just playing with what you got and see what works and what doesn't work. You can always roll the fondant back up and roll it back out and start over. Okay. So we're going to cut this guy like this. All right. So I have my little ghost circle ready to go. I have a feeling this actually might be kind of too small. So I'm going to try to make that bigger. All right. So for the ghost, you can do it a couple different ways. Okay. You can take a big chunk of your fondant, right? And you can roll it in a ball. Okay, kind of like that big. And you're going to put it right on top of your cupcake. Okay, just like that. And what you can do is you can either put a little bit of buttercream just to make sure this thing sticks and it doesn't fall off. So let's go ahead and do that. And it doesn't matter what color essentially. So I'm just going to put a little bit of buttercream right there. All right, and then we're going to put our little ball on top. Okay, so see, my ball is sitting on my cupcake. And now we're going to try to put our circle, our ghost sheet over it. Okay, so that's what I mean. You know, I went with my bigger cutter and I'm putting it on there and it's kind of dripping over it. Okay, but if it's a little bit bigger, let me show you guys sideways. If it's a little bit bigger, obviously would be better because it'll drape down all the way to, you know, the edge of the cupcake, which we wanted to cover to make it look nice. Okay. So what you could do is you could just take what you already made and we're going to roll this out even more. Okay. And again, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It's a ghost sheet. So essentially anything you do will probably work. Okay. So we're going to roll this out. Try to roll it out evenly. Again, don't panic if it's not, you know, going into a complete perfect circle. It's all good. It'll all look fine at the end. We just want to make this bigger. Okay. I'm going to roll this out even more. Just like that. And again, just be mindful that you're not going paper thin at this point. And if that's what's happening, then start over. Okay. Make it a little bit bigger. All right. So now I have a bigger circle. As you guys can see, this is not a perfect circle and that's totally fine. Okay. I'm going to bring back our cupcake with the ball and we're going to center it, put it on top and let it kind of droop down on all sides and just gently help our little ghost to make it look like a ghost. Okay, so just kind of pushing the top a little bit. All right. Bring it down. And your ghosts, obviously there's no perfect right or wrong way, right? It's whatever looks good and whatever you like. So I think that's super cute. That's my ghost. Okay, it's covering the cupcake. So I think we're good here. And Michael's also carries these cool edible markers, which are super fun. And you can actually color your dessert, your whatever it is that you're working on with these guys, and you can eat them and it's safe. All right. So for this, we're going to use the black marker, edible marker, to create our ghost eyes. So just kind of, flip, rotate through and find the perfect spot for a face, for a ghost face. I think. And I'm going to do 2 little eyes. Just like that. There we go. We have our little ghost cupcake ready to go. You can even draw a little smiley face if you want to. You can draw little eyelashes just to make it super cute. You can get super creative. All right. So this is how you do your ghost cupcake. Super easy. Should be easy enough for our little guys to follow along. All right. So we have 1 monster ghost cupcake done. Put that aside. All right, are you guys ready to move on to the next one? I guess it doesn't matter what color. We're gonna do our shaggy, kind of spiky monster cupcakes now, okay? So I'm gonna put this away. Put my cupcakes back out here. All right, so now I need to get my buttercream ready to start typing the cupcakes. All right, so we're gonna do the cool shaggy look, which is that grass look I was telling you guys, the stringy look. You guys could also use this to make it look like spaghetti. Sometimes it looks pretty fun. All right, so for that, you need your piping bags. All right, I went ahead and I'm using the 12-inch bag because I don't want my bag to be super big because I'm working with smaller surfaces, right? If I was filling my cupcake completely, like we're gonna do with show you here with the owl, then we're gonna need a bigger bag, not necessarily, but just so you guys know the difference. Okay, so 12-inch is perfect. And what you need to do is get your couplers ready, which are these guys. All right. And this piece will go inside your bag first. Okay. We're going to open up our bag. I'm sure you guys could see that. And this side goes in first. So we're going to pop that in all the way down. All right. Nice and snug down here. And now we're going to have to cut the tip off. All right. So in order for us to cut it, you want to make sure you are above, obviously, the tip, right? You don't want to go too far up because your tip will fall out. You don't want to, go too low because then that'll interfere with your buttercream. So you just want to cut right there. See, right about there. We're going to cut that tip off. All right. So that's off. My bag is still nice and tight over here. Everything looks good. Now we're going to do our tip. So the tip will sit right there. And this piece will screw right over on top, nice and tight. Make sure you guys can see that. All right, so now we're ready to go. One easy way to put the buttercream in the bag, hands-free, essentially, use a tall, doesn't matter, glass, plastic, they both work. Essentially, this is going to be your holder, and you're going to put your bag tip down first, okay? And you're going to open up the bag and kind of let this thing is up like this, and hover over roll over, cover over, whatever works over the cup, just like that. All right, so now you have this nice opening that you can put your buttercream in. All right, do you guys have any questions up to this point? Anything you wanna see before we move forward? Just put it in the chat, okay? I'm gonna continue. All right, so now we're gonna put our, let's see, orange buttercream. I was trying to think. I was thinking too hard about colors. All right, so that goes in there. Get it all in there. Okay, so we're gonna use the orange for our shaggy look, and we're gonna use our purple for our other spiky look, all right? That goes in there. Okay, so now that's all in there, we're gonna get the bag out, right? Nice and clean. And we're gonna try and squeeze all of this buttercream all the way down to the tip, okay? If you guys give it a nice kind of firm shake like that, it kind of goes down by itself, and then you just kind of help it hold the tip and start squeezing it down all the way down. All right. So once it's
Hey,
all
Melanie.
the way, yes.
If they don't have that particular tip, can they use a different tip? And is there one that you would suggest?
Oh yeah, you guys could use essentially whatever tip you want. I just wanted to show you guys what this particular tip does and what it looks like. It just creates a completely different look than the other, I guess, traditional tips that are out there. But we're also going to use, you know, the one, I think this is 32. So we're going to use this tip as well. So whatever tip you have, it's totally fine. The cool thing is to create these monster cupcakes, it's how you decorate it, right? It's the eyeballs, it's the mouth. So it's all good with whatever tip you have for this class. No need to worry, all right? It's the same approach. But at least you guys will see what this tip does. So once I have all my buttercream down, I'm gonna grab it like this, the bag with my thumb, and I'm going to twist. So that way I have control over the bag with my fingers. Okay, so I'm holding it with my thumb and I'm squeezing it with my fingers. All right, and always do a test run before you start your project, because you want to make sure the buttercream's coming out okay. The buttercream is the perfect consistency. And so that way you don't mess up what you're working on, okay? So I'm gonna do a test run here. So I'm gonna squeeze. So the key to use this tip is you squeeze and you either drag, see how it looks like spaghetti noodles, right? Or you can squeeze and you lift. You squeeze and you lift. And that's how you're going to get your shaggy look. You can make the strings long if you drag it up longer, or if you do like a short squeeze and a short lift, right? It's a shorter look with the same kind of noodly effect. Okay, so now we are ready to start with our cupcake. And again, there is no right or wrong way to do this. The goal is to cover your entire cupcake with this, okay? Unfortunately, this tip it takes longer than normal other tips to do. So be patient, okay? So essentially you can start from the middle, squeeze and lift, squeeze and lift. And see, I'm getting like a kind of furry, fuzzy look. If I squeeze and lift longer, it kind of noodles over, okay? So just have fun with it. Get it covered. Get the cupcake covered all around. All right, the thicker your buttercream is, you don't want it to be super, super thick, but the thicker it is, the nicer these spikes will stay. The more fluid and liquidy or softer your buttercream is, they will hang and kind of just wait, not look as great. Okay, so just something to keep in mind when you're making your buttercream. To make it thicker, you would add more powdered sugar. To make it a little bit more looser, you would add more water or milk. All right, so I'm kind of working through my cupcake here. I hope you guys are doing the same. I'm gonna try and make my monster look crazy. Crazy monsters over here. And if you want, you can, like I said, have fun with it. Do half of it orange, do the other half purple or the other color. It's whatever you want to do. It's totally fine. At the end of the day, this is your cupcake. All right. So I think I'm getting in a good place here. I got my cupcake covered nicely. All right. I'm gonna keep adding these bald spots. I'm gonna fill all that in. All right. So I have this one done. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do our other one, and then we can decorate them at the same time because we need the same decorations for both of them. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna put this one aside. Moving over to my purple, and it's the same concept with this one as well. If you are using, let me see, the smaller one, which is the 32, you're going to need another coupler. Okay. For the other one that we're going to use in a minute, the bigger one, this one, all you need is a bag, and this goes straight into the bag, which I will show you guys in a second. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the bag ready for this tip. And if you have a different kind of tip, it's the same process. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily matter. Get that up. All right. I'm going to use my handy dandy cup. Move my cupcake over. All right. So this piece goes first in the bag. All right. And then we want to, again, cut our bag right about there. Okay. We're going to put our tip, whatever tip it is that you're working with, right on top. Oh, I want to show you why. See this piece? That's way too big, so that's not going to work. So essentially, we don't need this to use our bigger tip, right? So for the smaller tips, you kind of need that. So that goes there. And then you twist. Get that ready. All right. And again, we're going to use our cup to fill in our buttercream. So much easier doing it this way. Sure, I have it nice and over. All right. So we're going to use our purple. Give it a nice good shake. Get it all the way down, and then I'm going to use my fingers to squeeze it all down. All right. And now we need to twist, twist, ready to go. Okay. So let's move on to our next cupcake. So again, we're going to test it out just to make sure. And this one, you can go straight down, squeeze, lift. Hold it, squeeze, lift. The longer you squeeze out, the bigger it's going to get. So squeeze, 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 lift. See? You can do little tiny ones, one little squeeze and lift, or you can go medium size. All right. So you can essentially create those patterns with your cupcakes. So you could do a big one in the middle and surrounded by little ones. Essentially, have fun. Okay. There's no right way to decorate this. Okay. So I'm just gonna do like a big one in the middle. And I'm gonna go ahead and do a whole bunch of little ones all around and get that spiky, again, crazy look for my monster cupcake. All right, fill it all in. So you're squeezing in one place, lift, squeeze, lift to get that star spiky look. You can fold, make it as big as you want, and then lift. And again, the thicker your buttercream, these patterns would look nicer, okay? So just go ahead and cover the entire cupcake. Now we have it all ready to go. Let's fill in my little holes. All right. Look how cute that looks. Okay. And if you feel like you need more practice with the tips, especially for the little guys, just have them, you know, practice on a parchment paper, just kind of draw a line or something and have them do a few of them in a row, and they will get a hang of it. It's super easy for them to do. They just, you know, need a little bit of guidance. All right, so let's see. Now we're gonna decorate our two monsters. So for the mouthpiece for each one, we're gonna need our Oreos. All right. So we have the small Oreo, we have the big Oreo. Now it all depends. Do we want our cupcake, our monsters, to have a small mouth, a smiley mouth, a big scary mouth? Whatever it is that we want to do, we can definitely have fun with it. So all we have to do is separate the Oreo. All right. Now you can't, if you want to, you can scrape off the white part. You don't have to, because it's still, you know, good. If it's on there, it's not gonna make any difference on decorating, but I'm gonna remove mine. All right. So we have that one. We got our little ones. This one, it's fine. Just keep the filling in there. All right. So if I use my little Oreo just the way it is, it's going to give us the impression of the monster's mouth is it's open, it's screaming at you, right? So we're going to put it right there on one side of the cupcake. Okay. And for our big one, now essentially we could put this big ginormous on there, but our cupcake is small, so it's gonna not look great. So for that reason, we're gonna cut this one in half, or even a little bit smaller than half, okay, to give it kind of like that open smiley look for our monster. So just cut it off just like that. We're gonna put it over here, again, the bottom of the cupcake. All right. And now we are going to, let's see, let's do the eyes, and then I'll show you guys how to do the teeth, okay? So the eyes, you can have so much fun with this. You can have the monster have bazillion eyeballs, or you can have one big one or two big ones. So go ahead and decorate your cupcake however you want to make your monster to look. The crazier, the better. So this one's gonna have two eyes. I'm gonna have this guy have like multiple eyes, just because it's fun. I like eyeballs. So does my son. He gets a kick out of them. All right, I'm gonna put that there. Maybe a bigger one there. Smaller one on the sides. So just have fun. Decorate it any way you want to, okay? And now for the mouth, we are going to need our white buttercream. Okay, so for this one, you can use your piping bag. And for that, you essentially don't need a tip. Okay, because all we're going to do is cut a very small piece off of it and then kind of put in the little teeth one at a time. Okay, so the smaller the piece, the better. All right, so let me move all this over. So we're gonna do another side trick that you could do for pieces like this. If you don't want to use a whole piping bag, these Ziploc bags that have like the straight edges are also perfect. Okay, you fill it in. So let me do one Ziploc bag just so you guys could see, because we don't need a lot of frosting for this, right? We just need a little bit to get the teeth going. I mean, obviously, if you're making a whole batch of cupcakes, that's a different story, right? You have to kind of gauge how much you're making. So all I'm doing is putting 1 tablespoon in my bag. And essentially, it's the same thing you would do with your piping bag, okay? Put it in there. Squeeze it all the way down to one corner. All right, because we want that nice tip, just like you would get in your piping bag tip. Same concept, right? And then we're going to cut the tip very, very tiny, okay? Because we want to see, you don't want to go too big and then your teeth won't look good. You don't want to go too small because the buttercream won't come out. So start small, just a tiny little cut, and then we're going to test it and then go from there, all right? I'm going to cut mine. I chopped off a piece, same concept. You squeeze. I'm going to test that out on my parchment paper just to see how big it's coming out. If I could do tiny little dots, it looks like I can. I don't know if you guys could see it. Then I'm good to go. All right, so all you're doing is creating little dots all the way around the mouth. All right, you can have fun with this too. You can, I mean, the monster could be toothless and you could have like a few little teeth on top and some at the bottom. It's whatever you want to do, but I'm going to go ahead and cover all of mine. All right, so you start from the corner and you squeeze and lift. See? Squeeze and lift. Just like that. You're going to go all the way around to give him nice full set of teeth. All right. You can make them a little bit longer, make it look even more crazier, but just have fun. Essentially, like I said, all you need is tiny little dots. And there we go. We have our monster. This one is a smiley monster. He's friendly. Now we're going to go to this crazy guy. And it's the same thing. We're going to cover all the way around his mouth with teeth. Okay. Same thing, tiny little dots all the way around. Just like that. Okay. Super easy. And this guy looks like he has his mouth open and he's screaming something. There we go. We have our two monsters with different fur, different eyeballs, different mouth technique. All right, super easy for the kids to do. Like I said, they might need a little bit of help getting things ready with the piping and things like that, but it's essentially fun for them to do all this. All right, so we have our ghost. We have two of our monsters. And now we're gonna make our owl, vampire owl. This one is not hard. It's just has few different steps. Okay, so I saved that one for last so we can kind of take our time and get through that one. This one's going to be maybe a little bit challenging for the little guys. All right, move my cupcakes over. We don't need those anymore. All right. So for our owl, to create the bottom, the base of him sitting on is going to be our white buttercream, or you can use the other colored buttercream as well. It doesn't matter. And for this one, we're going to use our bigger tip, right? The one we just talked about, that is 4B. Okay. They have bigger ones too. This one is, I think, 6B. Sorry, I don't have my glasses, but essentially it's the, the same tip. It's just in a bigger format. They both work. So it doesn't matter which one you use. And it's the same. We need a piping bag. I actually have one out right here. All right. So for that one, we don't need any couplers. All we need is our tip and our bag. Okay. And the same way, we're going to insert the tip head first inside our bag. Just like that. Get it all the way down until it's like nice and snug and tight. All right. And now we have to cut the tip. And again, you don't want to cut the tip where the edge of the blades are, right? Because we don't want it to interfere with our piping. We're going to move up a little bit and cut right about there. You don't want to go too high because then the tip will pop out when you're squeezing your buttercream out. Okay. So right about there is a good area. All right. Pull that out and just test it out. Make sure. Yep. We're still good. Okay. Same technique. We're going to put in our buttercream. Fill our bag. Now, if you are making these owls, if you're making a lot of these owls, you would need a bigger piping bag, and obviously you would need a lot more buttercream, right? Because this part, when we're filling the base, we're going to use a lot more buttercream than what we did here. All right. We're going to put in our white or whatever color we want in here. Oops, making a mess already. All right, it's all the way down. I bet I can't see what you guys are working on. I would love to take a peek on how your monsters came out. All right. Get our nuts. Goes all the way down and just kind of wipe the buttercream down until everything is to the edge, right? Same thing, twist. Get a good grip, okay? And for this one, we're gonna start with either the middle or the side. And essentially what we wanna do is we just wanna kind of create like a round, go round, doesn't matter which way you go, you just start with a corner and you squeeze, and as you're squeezing, you're moving your tip around the cupcake. Around, going over it until you cover all the way up. Okay, super easy. You could start from the middle and then kind of go around the base all the way up. All you're looking for is to kind of frost your cupcake and create some height, because we're going to have our owl sitting on top of it. Okay. I'll do one more. Okay, I'm going to start from the middle this time. Squeeze and kind of go around just like that as you're lifting up, get the height. And ta-da! Whoops. That one fell off as I tipped it over. All right, so you guys get the point. You know what? I have a little bit more buttercream left, so I'm going to do one more that's not going to fall over, hopefully, so you guys could see. from the middle, right? Squeeze and then just go around your cupcake all the way as you're lifting and creating that height. Okay, I'm gonna gently go like this so you guys could see. All right. Okay, so we have the base for our owl. We're gonna try, I mean, this is all optional, guys, right? If you want to, go ahead and get your like fun sprinkles and you can sprinkle it right now, kind of all the way around, right? You can keep the top clear because we're gonna have something sitting on there, obviously. But if you wanna make the rest of it look nice and colorful, go ahead and do that. Give it a nice, fun little pattern. All right. So for owl, we need our bigger Oreos. Okay. So we're going to need about 2 to 3 discs. So again, take one, separated, right? This one is going to be the body, like one side's going to be the body. The other side, we're going to cut it in half and create the wings. Okay. So I'm going to cut this one in half, just like that. Okay. So we have the wings, we have the body. So essentially it will sit like this in the cupcake. Okay, and I'll show you guys how to assemble that. All right. But first, we're going to create our owl's face before we put it on top. All right. So we're going to save the wings. Now for the face, we need eyes. There's a few different ways you could do the eyes. You can pick the eyeballs that you already have, kind of pick a size that works, right? And if that you don't have something that matches our owl over here, what you could do is you could use your white buttercream and create 2 circles, 2 dots, like one on each side, okay? And what you do is you squeeze down and lift, okay? And don't worry, it's kind of sticking up. We're gonna use our eyeballs to kind of push it down. I'm gonna do the other one on this side, okay? And now we're gonna use our little eyeballs, candy eyeballs, to put it in the middle. All right, and then just kind of use your finger and push it down. Find the same size, put it on the other side, and kind of push it down. All right, so we got the eyes. Make sure the buttercream is sticking to our Oreo. Now we need to create kind of the teeth and the ears, okay? So for the ears, it's super easy. It's all you have to do is essentially just cut off tiny pieces of the edge of your Oreo, okay? So you need 2, here, let me show you guys here. So we need the 2 pieces on top, all right? Put that there, and what you do is you just chop off little pieces. And then eventually you'll get something that you can use. All right. So this piece looks okay for the ear. And I think maybe this piece might be okay for the other side. Okay. And you're going to try to use the buttercream for the eyes and kind of put it in there. All right. But in the back end of it. Okay. like this. All right, and do the same on the other side. So you want to put it right at the crease of the buttercream and the Oreo. That there. Oops. I need to go the other way. Maybe use this other piece. So this part's kind of tricky. You know, you want to just chop some off and start playing with it and see which one looks good. This is not looking good. Might have to cut up some other pieces, but I think I can make that one work. All right. So I got my ears in there. All right. And now we need to create, actually, I'm not very happy with this ear. It's a lot smaller than I was picturing it. So I'm going to cut another piece. So that's what I mean. The owl one takes a little bit longer to create, but it's really fun once you have it done. All right, I think I like that one better. All right, so for the teeth, we can use our white fondant to kind of cut off two little kind of triangles, tiny little triangles, and put them right there. Okay, so if you have a piece of your white fondant still out and about, take a little bit out. You can kind of flatten it with your fingers or roll it out. I'm gonna try and roll it out just to. Okay. And we're gonna try and cut tiny little triangles for our teeth. Okay. And I think this is where you guys are gonna have to help the kids to do it. So essentially I'm just gonna do, let's see. Cut a piece off and then cut up my triangles, just like that. So I have one piece. I don't know if you guys could see it. I'm going to do the same for the other side. Okay. So that goes there. All right. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just something cute and extra we can do to make it look super cool. All right. So I think this will work. I'm going to put it there. And you can use your buttercream, like a tiny bit of buttercream at the back of it, just to help it stick to your Oreo. All right. So you can use just a tiny bit. Essentially, we're using our buttercream as glue. Put that on there. Okay. Do the other side. All right. I know this part's a little bit time consuming, as you guys can see. So it gets easier. If you know you're going to make these owls, it's easier if you get all the pieces kind of pre-cut and made. And that way you can start assembling it. Okay. All right. So we have our face done, right? So now we're going to assemble it. So the head will go in first. Okay. In the middle. So just kind of squeeze it into your buttercream. All right. Like that. And the wings are going to go on the side, on one on each side. Okay, so you just kind of essentially want to put it in behind our owl. And one on the other side, same concept, right? And there we go. I'm gonna tilt it over for it to fall, but you guys could see how cute that looks. Okay, so that's our owl owl monster kind of cupcake. All right. So we have another one. And instead of making another one, I think we might be running out of time here. You guys, just have fun with these things. Essentially, that's my goal, to get creative, do fun things with your cupcakes. Now you know how to create your monsters with the eyes, with the ghost, with this little guy over here, our owl kind of vampire monster guy that's going on, and just have fun with it. And I know the kids love working with stuff like this, so just let them go nuts and do whatever it is they want to do. Sometimes they come up with the coolest things that, my son will do something and I'm like, wow, I didn't even think about it. So just let them have fun with these cupcakes. All right, I think we're actually kind of out of time. Thank you so much for joining me in this class. The class is being recorded and you can go back and watch it, I think, after 24 hours. So it'll be up there. If you have any questions, please contact me directly, Wild Bakes on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to kind of help you guys there. Next class is going to be something super fun. We're actually making a cake, a skull cake that has fun little butterflies and super cool decorations on there. Okay, so if you're looking for something like that, the next class is next week. Just go on michaels.com and sign up there. And again, don't forget to tag your cupcakes. I would love to see what you guys did. All right. Okay, I think we're out of time. Thank you again for joining me and hope you guys have a fun rest of the day. See you guys in the next class. Thank you.